Good morning, folks, and welcome to the Frias Fitness Kitchen. I'm here with Chef Richard Palm, who is an International Sports Science Association nutritionist, as well as a precision nutritionist. Richard Palm has also lost almost 150 pounds total in the last 2 years. Richard, tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, my story was about 3 years ago. I discovered that basically that I had diabetes, type 2, and that I needed to get serious about my health. And so off I went in terms of dieting. And also once 90 pounds were off, I met you and off we went. And so I'm sort of now within the last 5 pounds of my overall goal.
That's phenomenal, Richard. And I'm very proud of what you've accomplished, and there's still much more to be accomplished.
And today's program in Frias Fitness Kitchen is all about cooking with the grains. Going with the grains, cooking with whole grains. I'm going to show you a little bit about what it took to get there. So let's go to the stove.
Let's head to the stove.
In today's program, Cooking with the Grain, we're going to do 3 different dishes. A little bit of variety here, but 3 different techniques, 3 things that are really nice. First one we're going to do is the brown rice pilaf. We call it a pilaf because we're using cracked grain. Then we're going to pan roast, toast some millet, and then likewise we're going to pan toast some barley. All great things, all low glycemic, ready to go. So notice I've got a cup and a half, actually a cup of brown rice and a half a cup of the cracked rye here.
Why cracked rye, Richard?
Cracked rye, what we've done in this particular case, and the reason we've done that way, is we kind of taken the nutritional profile and we've made it complete. The rye has certain ingredients and certain things like selenium and phosphorus and calcium that the brown rice does not have. And besides the fact that in rye it has protease inhibitors, which are great for gut health as well. I have 2.5 cups of really pure water here. And now, since it just came to the boil, I'm going to put in my low sodium salt. It's half potassium chloride and half sodium. Just a little bit of olive oil, probably about 2 teaspoons. What we're going to do now is pour that over in this, that's about a 2-quart dish. We're going to pour that over, snap the lid on, and then into the oven at 355 degrees. It can be 350 as well. In the oven it goes.
How long are we cooking for?
For exactly 1 hour. Exactly 1 hour. And then we're going to take it out. We're going to fluff it and put a tea towel over it, simply to allow it to rehydrate along the edges. And that way we've got that, and then it's ready to go for anything that we want to do. Since we have that rice in the oven and it's ready, let's take it out. Make sure we've got it all set and ready to go. Careful, make sure you get the light on these things. Out it comes. Sure. Millet is going. So at this particular point, off the thing comes.
Wow.
Yep.
And that was in it for how long?
Exactly 1 hour.
Okay.
And then I'm going to fluff it. Better with a fork, but you can do this with just about any implement. 5 minutes, drape it like this. 5 minutes, just to allow the edges to rehydrate.
And how many servings is that?
Oh my gosh, that's got to be at least 6 to 8 servings.
Wow.
3/4 of a cup.
That's a week of meals right there for you folks.
Exactly, and it's going to last about that long too. But it's a neat thing because you can add it to salads, you can add it to all sorts of things, and it's there and it's set. And there's no reason why that you can't supplement that with nuts or vegetables or any of that sort of stuff, and you've got your whole thing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pan roast the millet. So we take about a tablespoon. We're going to put the temperature on medium. We're going to take about a tablespoon of olive oil.
Now, Richard, that looks like birdseed to me.
It's because it's birdseed.
Oh.
It's millet. And actually it's kind of interesting because this is what's called hulled millet. It makes it a little bit better than birdseed. But it is birdseed. But one of the things that's interesting is this is probably one of the oldest grains that we know of. It's probably been in use for human consumption for over 3,000 years. But it's being rediscovered at a time when quinoa, which is really nice and contains all 9 essential amino acids, nonetheless, it's getting expensive. It's kind of like it's kind of like getting Fort Knox stuff.
Yes, it is.
For 28 ounces of this, I went to the store, and $3.09 can't beat that.
And how much is in there right now in that dish?
That's about pretty close to about 7 ounces.
Okay.
So anyway, we're going to get that hot, and then what we're going to do. By the way, you can do this with pretty much any grain. Even if you're going to do your steel-cut oatmeal for your breakfast, you can toast it. You don't have to put in the oil, but you can toast it. And guess what? That's going to, again, bring out all of the flavor. What else it'll do is kind of limit, because the caramelization won't allow the starches to gelatinize as much. Again, that'll lower the glycemic index a little bit. It'll be great.
He's giving you that long-lasting burn throughout the course.
Exactly. Also, notice what I've got over here. I've got 2 cloves of garlic minced. So once this is toasted, I'm going to put that garlic in for extra flavor. And just because the grain is going to be so hot, it'll almost cook that garlic instantly.
Now, notice how before we add the water here, the color is turning a lot darker. And if you listen carefully, it's popping. The millet's popping as we're cooking it.
And now we're going to put in the heated water or stock, your choice. But I want to show you, because this is dangerous, so make sure, look at the angle of the wooden spoon. Don't you dare, because watch what's going to happen to that wall. The cone of steam. Make sure all of those seeds get into the water. And then I'm going to put in my garlic, chopped mince, that's 2 cloves, small ones. And at that point, you turn up the heat just to get them boiling, and then down it goes again. So, and now the final dish is going to be the pan roasted barley. Now, notice, Jake, different kind of barley. This is called loose hulled barley. Now, why loose hulled and not pearl? Reason being is that when you pearl barley, you take away some of the bran and you take away all of the endosperm. This is already in a loose hull, and so when they harvest it, it almost falls out, as a result of which you get all the bran and all the endosperm. So it contains all of those nutrients that are really an essential part of barley. So again, we're going to pan roast it. That's exactly 1 cup. We got 1 tablespoon of the olive oil. We have medium heat, and in we go. And again, we're going to pan roast. It's going to take about 10 minutes. I have 2 cloves of garlic again that I'm going to put in when that barley is really toasted. And this one, you're really going to notice the difference when you see that turn brown. And that's going to add, not only is it going to prevent the starches from being gelatinized too much, but it's also going to really add a really nutty and wonderful component to the flavor. It's going to have this nutty character. Okay, so now we're at the total caramelization process. At the end of that, we have our vegetable stock here. And again, we're going to add carefully. Notice the angle of the spoon. I'm not getting above that. Notice the mushroom cloud.
Now, what else can you add instead of the vegetable stock?
You could add mushroom stock. You could add beef stock if you wanted to. Good. Defatted, of course. You could add water, a little bit of salt, preferably the low sodium salt. And yes, there is such things. So.
And again, this is great for any time throughout the course of the day.
Yeah, exactly. I use this so often as a base for casseroles I make, but I really like it in so many other things as well. It's a great side dish for if you're having chicken. This is great, and you want to do some pan roasted mushrooms and put that in with your barley. That's great. Serve it with Brussels sprouts, all that sort of stuff. You're great. You're good to go.
Now, what did you just add there?
I just added the 2 cloves of minced garlic. Again,
okay.
I want to make the flavor profile a little bit better. Seal that up. Turn the heat down on low, and 50 minutes later, we're good. When all that stock has been, and that is just great.
And again,
now,
how many servings is that?
Oh, that's got to be at least 5 to 6 servings.
So in review, our 3 dishes today. Our first one was our brown rice dish. Our second one was our millet. And our third dish was our barley.
Thanks for joining us at Frias Fitness Kitchen, where we say, it's your health. Take care of it. Join us next time.